All right, welcome back to another episode of St. Louis Wise Guys. Tommy, how's everything going?
Things are going well, Bob.
Good,
you
yeah.
know,
Did you watch the LSU game?
Oh, definitely watched the LSU game.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
Great
High
game.
scoring, yeah.
A lot of offense, a lot
Yeah.
of fun. You know,
Yeah.
I'm an SEC fan,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
had to root for LSU. So
Right, yeah. That
it
was
was all good.
It was good. A good outcome for them,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a good game to watch. The whole thing was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So,
There was a lot of play up and down the field, and a lot of spirit in the stands, and the game's in LSU's backyard.
Right.
Being in New Orleans.
Now
right?
we got to
Couldn't-
wait till next year for college football.
We do. So what else is what's happening in your world as far as the financial planning goes? Stock market hit 29,000, and
Yeah, so-
hovering right around there.
So
So
the market's on a tear. You
Yeah,
know? I saw some stats the other day that the S&P 500 is up 40 of the last 50 years. With an average of about 10% a year, so that's
Holy cow.
pretty good as people worry about the market.
Yeah.
If they look at it in longer terms,
Yeah.
the market's done extremely well.
Well, you think about it, everybody, the prediction was everybody was pulling their money out right after the first of the year. Delay that taxable gain till 2021, but no one seems to be pulling their money out.
No,
right?
no.
They're all pretty
more
confident,
things
right?
going in.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You know, in a fourth year of a president's term,
Right.
the S&P 500 has averaged a little over 9%. So it really bodes well to having another positive year in the market. So
Yeah.
so we'll see. A lot going on out
Yeah,
there. So,
yeah, for sure.
You never know.
That's for sure. Yeah. So what else you got? You got any interesting stats? Let's talk about some stats. I came across one that it is. We're talking about the economy being so robust. It is more affordable with where rates are right now. It's more affordable to buy a 3-bedroom home than to rent a 3-bedroom home. So
there you
folks need to be out.
Those
really
millennials need to be out there buying
buying a
homes,
house,
right?
yeah, especially with rates with what they are.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So it really fun. That's a fun stat, but it just bodes to what's happening in our economy right now.
You can get a lot of house.
A lot of house.
for those rates.
Right.
So
Well,
that's
and,
awesome.
and invest. Right. You're looking at, you look at it as an investment.
Right.
Long-term investment.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
that's all good.
Yeah.
I think with the housing growth, something I saw recently, it's a census year.
Right.
So every 10 years we have the census, and 100 years ago the U.S. had 102 million people in the census. 50 years ago they had 206 million people,
Wow.
and they're projecting 330 million people for 2020.
Wow.
So we're going
That's a
up by about
huge
100
amount of
million
growth.
people
Yeah.
every 50 years.
Yeah.
So that's
That's an interesting stat.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
What will
a
it
lot.
be in 2030? Right.
Right.
You're looking, maybe close to 600 million people. That's a
that's 50 years from now. So it'll be
50 years from now.
2060.
2060. Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe we'll be around for that, Bob.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
We'll see.
We'll see. So I wanted to, last time we didn't get to talk about it, but you got to put together a pretty special event in the hockey world called sled hockey tournament
Right,
for
right.
teams from all over America, right?
Well, it was sponsored by Disabled Athletes Sports Association
Right.
and the NHL, and there were 32 teams from all over the country that are NHL sponsored.
Right.
Came in and played sled hockey here at the new Centene Center.
Rink, yeah. Beautiful place, by the way, right? Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome place.
Yeah.
Everybody had a lot of fun. We had the Stanley Cup there. Got
Right.
my picture taken with it. My kids got their pictures taken with it.
Would they let you touch it this time?
Got to touch it. Got to pick it up. Yeah. Got to kiss it.
Right.
Got to do everything. So.
That's awesome. Speaking of Stanley Cup, it's going to be here in a couple weeks. The All-Star game.
Oh, right.
Right. So
yeah.
the St. Louis hosting the All-Star game, another activity for St. Louis,
Lot-
another jewel.
A lot of exciting stuff. A
Yeah.
lot. The Blues are really hot right
Right,
now. It's
yeah.
a hot ticket to get.
Right.
And
Yeah.
lot
Who
of-
would have thought that? Last year in December, but
Right, right.
they are. They've just been winning and winning and winning, and
I'm-
have a
I'm
nice
thinking
streak going
repeat.
on. Right. Yeah. Why not?
I haven't heard the word yet.
Yeah,
Hey, you
why
heard it
not?
here first. Repeat. So,
But speaking of big events, this season, you got the All-Star game, and then you get into the Mardi Gras season.
Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, we happened today. We happen to have Tim Lorson, the director of Mardi Gras, as a guest a little later on to talk about it. But they have a lot of pretty neat events that
Right.
do a lot of good things for the St. Louis area.
What kind of events? I know you have the parade. That's
yeah,
kind
the
of the big
parade,
thing.
but they have, and I've attended a number of them over the years. They just last week they had the 12th night, and then they'll have, and I think Tim will speak to this, but they'll have the Cajun Cook-off, the dog parade, and a number of other little things going on, but a lot of fun stuff
Awesome.
for folks in St. Louis and out of St. Louis to come and participate in.
Great.
So,
All right. Well, you ready to head over there?
Yeah, let's
See
get
Tony?
over it. Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Welcome, Tim. We were just talking about the St. Louis Blues, and I hear there's a connection to Mardi Gras.
There is. This year, the theme of the Grand Parade is everything the blues, hockey, sea, skies, and more, as well as music. And we're also proud to have Bernie Federko, the number 24 Hockey Hall of Famer from the St. Louis Blues.
Wow.
as our Rex.
Doesn't get any more
Yeah,
bluesy than that, does
You
it?
very
announced him at the
exciting.
12th night?
We did.
About
We did.
A week ago, I guess?
Kind of
Yeah.
had a big shindig. You
Yeah.
may have been there.
I might have
Bob.
been there.
You might
Yeah,
have
yeah.
been there.
Yeah.
Do you remember most
Yeah,
of it?
I
or
do, in
just
fact,
certain parts.
For the early parts.
The early parts. It's probably best you don't remember
Right.
anything post like
The
the
cat's
Bernie
meows.
introduction.
Right,
Oh,
I remember
okay.
that.
That's when it gets foggy. All right.
Oh, for sure.
I see.
For
I see.
sure.
But yeah, no, we're excited. We've had a long-standing partnership with the Blues for the last 6 years. We introduced the Blues Alumni tent 3 years ago. It's a very successful, all-inclusive experience where the alums come and interact with their fans. They're there. It's about 7-8 hours. The
Oh, wow.
alums are in the parade. They play games. They do roundtables with them. But yeah, no, the Blues are a big part of what we do, and we're very proud to be associated with the Blues. So
Great.
excellent.
So is that just on parade day? What other events you got rolling up into parade day? Because you
Well,
can do a whole lot more. than
You
just
mentioned the
parade.
12th night, which
Yeah.
was the kickoff. That was
Right.
January 6th, and then we just did our Family Winter Carnival, which is a
Right.
family-friendly celebration where kids make their own capes, masks, and beads and things like that. And they do a parade through the neighborhood, as well as they have games and things. They do Mardi Gras themed type stuff.
Right.
But then our next event is February 1st, the Bacchanalian Ball,
Okay.
which is another great all-inclusive event that's really targeted for millennials. It's actually a committee of millennials that get together and they design a party that they would want to have and throw. And it's a celebration of
What night is
music.
that?
It's on February 1st.
February 1st,
Saturday,
so it's
February
coming up
1st.
real quick,
It's another
yeah.
all-inclusive.
Right, right.
One price gets you in, and it gets you great custom cocktails mixed by our friends at STL Barkeep,
Okay.
as well as food from Sugar Fire, Pappy's, and Bogart's.
Okay.
Great live music, lots of all kinds of spectacular lights. It's a costume theme. Hollywood Nights is the theme this year.
What
so
are you dressing as?
I'm going to dress as whatever Mary Jean tells me to dress as. How about that? You can't clash with her. I've already been told that, whatever that means. But no, a lot of people come as their favorite characters from movies, or like they're going to the Oscars. We've got a red carpet experience with the step and repeat where people can actually look like the stars as
Yeah.
they come in. And then
Oh,
we've got
very nice.
drinks themed after
Yeah.
different movies and periods. So yeah, it should.
Yeah.
Last year was our first year for that event, and it was a huge success. So.
So it's not just for millennials.
No,
So
no,
Bob and I
no,
can even
no.
blend in.
I was there as well.
There you go. Well,
Just make sure you don't clash with Cameron.
all right.
Okay?
No, I know that.
All right,
I know
don't
the routine on
clash.
that.
Don't clash.
I have to get approval
Don't
first.
clash, right. And then the following weekend is one of my all-time favorite events. February 8th is the Cajun Cook-off,
Oh, yes.
which
Yeah.
is part competition, part demo, and part just good day drinking.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday afternoon event. There's 10 amateurs that will compete for the title of Best Cajun Cook. And then we also have demos from Mike Johnson of Sugar Fire fame. We're bringing north a guy by the name of Crazy Craig Verhaage, better known as the Barbecue Ninja.
Okay.
Craig is crazy. I think he's certifiable.
Yeah.
He,
All right.
but one of his hobbies is he hunts alligators in the bayou, and then he
Very
smokes
nice.
them and cooks
Well,
them.
he's got to be
actually-
pretty happy about all
like
He's
that.
actually
Yeah.
going to have one with him.
Yeah, is he
at
an
the
LSU
event.
fan?
He does.
Yeah.
I think he's a little more of an Ole Miss guy.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
but
good for
still,
him.
So yeah, you and he might get
Yeah,
along.
we might get along a little
better.
better.
But yeah, no, it's a terrific event.
Yeah, good.
And that too features an open bar of Bud Light and Hurricanes, as
Yeah.
well as a made on site cochon de lait and jambalaya lunch,
All
and then
right.
samples from the demos that Mike and Craig will be doing, including the alligator.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool deal. And then after that, it's the 5K Taste the Soulard Pet Parade Wiener Dog Derby weekend, which are all terrific, long-standing events
That's-
that we've had for years.
They get big crowds for that. The Wiener
Taste
Dogs.
the Soulard is
Yeah, well,
huge on Saturday.
Saturday.
And then the
Um,
Pet Parade and Wiener
yeah.
Dog. You know, our Pet Parade is the Guinness World Book of Records holder for largest costume pet parade.
Parade.
in the
Really?
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our friends in
That's
Kansas
huge.
City thought that they'd take a swipe at us or swing it, trying to beat it, and they failed miserably. So, kind of a lot like their baseball team.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
But yeah, no, they're the pep parade is a huge event. The Wiener Dog Derby has about 200 of our favorite miniature little four-legged friends that I like to call it the slowest 2 minutes in sports. You never thought that over a 33-yard track that 4 or 6 dogs could get so lost, but they do. It takes them a while to get down. But then the Taste of Soulard, like I said, is huge. That's a big make-your-own pub crawl type deal. We got trolleys rolling around. You might see some hockey players down there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Guarantees,
Yeah.
But you might see some. Okay. And then, of course, the next weekend is our big weekend, which is the Mayor's Ball on February 21st. I think you both have been to the Mayor's Ball.
I have.
Yeah.
Tom might actually still have some of his
He probably has some
Mayor's
beer.
Ball
Beer
regalia.
for
Yes, he
regalia.
may. He may.
You never know.
He may. You didn't clash with Tamara, did you? When you
No.
went to the Mayor's Ball? Okay. Very important, Tom. And then, of course, the Grand Parade Day is the following day, February 22nd. There's all kinds of things going. It's more than a parade. There's a huge street party with live music and street performers, and of course, things like the Bud Light Party tent or the Blues Alumni tent or the Corporate Village. I think you both have been there before as well.
Love the party.
Oh yeah, it's a good party. It's a good time.
It is a good
Well, how
party.
much have you ever done the numbers? I'm sure you have on what the economic impact is to St. Louis with all those folks coming in.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of folks from. I don't know
Out
that
of
people
town.
realize how many folks from out of town actually show up here.
20% of our crowd comes from 100 miles or more.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
of
wow.
that,
Yeah.
the vast majority of them come from Chicago. And then next is Kansas City,
Okay.
followed by, weirdly enough, Detroit and Minneapolis. But we do draw big crowds.
Right.
The RCGA ran a economic impact study
Right.
back in 2002.
Okay.
And they came out, and the economist at the time said that it's worth about $18 million to the local economy. And then
2002.
2002.
Yeah.
And then about 6 years later, they got a new economist, and she called myself and Mac Bradley, who's our communications czar, and she said, former economists used to do a number of these, and a lot of the numbers we found were kind of bogus. They were artificially inflated. So I'd like to do another one. And we said, well, we want the truth.
Right.
We can embrace that. We
Right,
want to
yeah.
know real numbers.
Right.
So we said we're more than happy to cooperate. What do we need to do? And so she had us work with the various bars, restaurants, our vendors, such as liquor wholesalers and the hotels and that. And I think the process was about 6 months that she called, and she said, well, I just want to let you know that the numbers were wrong. It's actually more than 23 million. So,
fantastic.
so
Yeah.
so it went the other way.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we like to say it based on the numbers that were thrown out at the last World Series the Cardinals were in. It's equal to what a World Series impact is, except we don't have
For
to
one
wait
day,
every
for one day.
every
Right,
10
right,
years
yeah.
or whatever
Right,
for one
yeah.
of those. It
Right.
happens every year. So
Yeah.
so no, at the end of
Well,
the
that's
day,
awesome.
it really does. We fill the hotel rooms.
Fill the restaurants,
Especially, that's
yeah.
exactly right.
Right.
Exactly right. That's why we do it.
Yeah. And then you guys also give back to the community over
We
the
do.
years?
We
You know,
do.
you know,
Over the years, all the proceeds from the Mayor's Ball go back to community improvement projects in downtown St. Louis and Soulard, of course.
Right.
And there's an RFP process for that we engage in to make sure that we review all of the projects that are available and it's done fairly.
Right.
But we've given over $500,000 back into Soulard, especially, and it's a little less in downtown because, of course, Soulard hosts the majority of the parties.
Right,
so
yeah.
more of the funds go to Soulard.
Right.
But we've done things like wrap both parks in Soulard in ornamental iron fencing. We've installed historic lighting in both parks. We've installed permanent electric so that they can have community festivals and movie nights and things
wow.
like that. There's a number of things. The reforestation of Soulard, when our friends at Ameren came through and they'd take out all those bad Bradford pears, we paid to replant the trees in the streetscape.
fantastic.
So, yeah, no, we're very proud. There's a number of things that we do ongoing, sponsoring
Right.
different community events like movie nights and concerts and barbecues and things like that too.
All right.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, can you share any memorable stories from?
They
Mardi
all
Gras?
involve you, Tom, so I don't know that I can
Well, I
do
don't think
that.
you can share any of those, but. We
we were talking a little bit about this. Typically typically what I do is I deal with people on that day that have perhaps overindulged.
Got it.
They didn't
Well, that's what Mardi Gras is about, right?
Such as one young man who decided he would get in the line for a porta potty and take his pants and underwear off and just stand in line. And the funny thing to me was not that there was this guy with a coat on and absolutely nothing else under the waist, but there was a whole line of people behind him. Like that was just normal. We're just waiting to go to the bathroom.
It is normal
Behind
on
no
that day,
pants
maybe.
guy.
There's one in every crowd.
But
isn't
yeah,
there?
I mean, obviously
It's
that's
the
one
people
of the
behind
more-
him. There's like 15
Right,
behind him in
you're
the
thinking,
crowd.
What were they thinking? But that's one of the more tame stories.
Right.
We'll just
You
leave
can
it
share
at
that
Right, I
one.
can share that.
Yeah. You excited about this, the upcoming Mardi Gras?
Very
event?
excited.
Yeah.
I think this
Especially
might
with
be
Bernie,
one of
right?
them. Yeah. Oh well, Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie's great.
Right.
You couldn't ask for a nicer, better guy, and I think you saw that at 12th night. I mean, could he
And I've
have
run
been-
into him a bit
Yeah,
in the hockey world.
You,
so.
he couldn't have been more accommodating. I
Yeah.
mean, just a fabulous guy, and so he ups the level for us in terms of stature and renown and that, and definitely drawing some more attention because we do like attention.
Right. Does he do some events outside of just the parade day? Well, the leading up to.
He will probably make appearances at some of
For
the
you
other
guys.
events as
Yeah, he
his
will.
schedule
Okay.
allows. We're kind of working through that with,
I gotcha.
with the team and Bernie now. Obviously, a lot of our events are on Saturdays. It's during the season, so there's
They're playing.
usually a game somewhere, and he's got he looks like he could still play. He
Right.
doesn't.
Yeah. I think he'll be playing, funny you say that. He'll
In the
talk-
alumni at the
game
NHL
for the
All-Star,
All-Star,
right.
maybe.
Right.
Right. I would think he's one of
Right.
the players out there.
So,
which is
but
pretty
he-
exciting in itself.
Yeah. But he has television duties.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
he has said that he wants to make a number of the events. So we're kind of working through what that'll be. I would think he'll probably be at that Cajun Cook-off. If I
Okay.
had to bet.
Okay. All right. If people need want to get tickets or want more information, they just go to the website.
Go to the website.
Yeah.
STLMardiGras.org.
Okay.
STLMardiGras.org. You can buy tickets,
Yeah.
find out anything you want. You can even, if you want to enter a walking crew into the parade, you can
There you
still
go.
do
So
that.
you can
That's
even get
out there.
personally
You can still get-
involved.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you get in the parade, be part of it.
All right.
Or if you've got a unit of some kind you want to put in the parade, we're glad to chat with you about that too.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks
Good
for
stuff.
spending some
Thank
time
you,
with
Bob.
us this
My
morning.
pleasure.
All right.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Timmy,
All right,
and we'll
Tom,
see you at
always
Mardi
good to
Gras.
see
All
you.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Tom. you ready
Don't
to get-
clash, Tom.
Oh, I won't clash.
No clash. All right.
All right, Tom. You ready to get back?
Yep.
Here we go. All right.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
A lot of
with
fun,
Timmy,
yeah, yeah.
He's got a lot of great information.
A lot of good events. Came back with some extra gear.
Right,
You look great in
absolutely.
your stuff.
I'm ready
You're
for
ready
Mardi
to go.
Gras, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of great events. Everybody get out there and support the Mardi Gras season. Should be a lot of fun.
That's right.
All right, we'll
We'll see you next time.
Bye now.